Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Goddess Guidance. It is me, your goddess, Hestia Aphrodite, the voice from the divine realm. If you are new to this channel, please be sure to like and subscribe so that I can know and that our community can know that eventually you will have to pick a side. Eventually you will have to pick a side. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both. And be one traveler, long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could to where it bent in the undergrowth. That is the first stanza of The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost. And it literally speaks to eventually you will have to pick a side. You will have to pick a team and you will have to decide which road you are going to travel down. One road will lead you to the Most High, Mother and Father. And another road will lead you to a supreme being as well, but who is not the Most High, who is not the God that I serve. Eventually, you will have to choose a side. And I know we can talk so much about duality. And I know we can talk so much about polarity, and all of that exists. And all of those things are very, very important, especially as you are on a path of spiritual growth. And you are on a path of knowledge. And you are on a path of ascension. Yeah, you gotta be able to understand your illuminated self, your self that is your most high version of you, and you have to explore your shadow side. The parts of you that you would prefer to hide in the shadows, but the parts of us who, once we learn to integrate our shadow with our illuminated self, we see how this version of our being is necessary and required on this path and on our ultimate path and on our ultimate journey. Right? So understanding your illuminated self is important, and understanding your shadow self is important, and getting to a place where you integrate it is important, but you cannot serve two masters. You just can't. You cannot. And I have learned how to integrate my illuminated self and my shadow self. I know the parts of me that are just oh so lovely and godly and divine and in accordance to the path of the Most High. And I also have gotten to beautifully, and courageously and boldly get to know the parts of myself that are alluring and a little bit sinister. And I accept her. And I've brought those two versions of myself together, which is probably what started this whole YouTube channel in the first place. You know? I still have chosen to walk a path of divinity, to walk a path with the Most High Mother and Father. I did not choose to walk on the path of my shadow self, no matter how high vibrating I can be in that essence. I did not desire to see the fruits that I would have borne on that path. I would have not been proud of those fruits. I would have been afraid of that fruit. I would have wanted to condemn that fruit. I would have felt guilt and shame and horror for the fruit in which I was to birth if I would have walked on that path. And there was a place in time where the two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not have traveled both, to look down one as far as I could. And I looked down far, and what I saw, I did not like. And I feel like that might be the struggle. It's that foresight. It's that introspection. It's that space of reflection where you can take the time out and see that you have two decisions to make. And in having two decisions to make, in knowing who I am, which is also a struggle for people because a lot of individuals do not know who they actually are, to know who you actually are, to know your past, to know your goals in the future, to know what you desire to leave forth in this world, and what you desire to put your stamp on or as your legacy, it becomes really difficult to make important decisions. Or when you don't even know that you are in a battle, or when you don't even know that there are two roads diverging in that wood, you think that there's so many options. But I'm going to simplify things for you all. When you boil it down to any decision, when you boil it down to anything, person, place, noun, whatever, you have ultimately two choices. You have the choice of walking with the Most High Mother, Father, God, or you have the choice of walking with another being who is not of the Most High, or who is not the God that I serve, the benevolent, loving, joyful, caring God. You are choosing to walk with somebody else. You only have two options in every choice that you make. But the gotcha is at a certain point in life, those two options seem like you have multiple options, but it's not that you have multiple options. It's that you have a lot of time. Because the things that we do in our childhood, we have our teenage years to learn from. The things that we do in our teenage years, we have our 20s to learn from. The things that we do in our 20s, we have our 30s to learn from. And the things that we do in our early 30s, we have a short span of time to adjust. We have a short span of time to adjust, because once you get to a certain place, the decisions are yours and the consequences are yours, and the karma is also yours. The universal law will also be yours, and it will either be in your favor or it will not. So, two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry, I could not travel both. And be one traveler, long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. Choose wisely. Until next time, everyone. Bye-bye.